We have been doing it for the last few months, and we have gone around the people from the three parishes of the Catholic community in Central Racine. So we came back to St. Richard's to have a member of our parish, our family here, to talk to us. But you probably know about her. She's very famous behind the scenes, and we want to bring her now on camera. That's your cue, Eloy. He's kind of lost in this because she's always on camera behind the scenes. So we have Dulce with us. Um, she's going to share with us today her experience, but we want also to share something youth perspective into faith and what it means to be involved in the church and now in this time and being a young person and being very committed to the parish, very committed to ministry in general. And I know you are very committed also in helping and supporting your dad's pursuit of the diaconate program. So I know you are writing his papers. We should scratch that. Anyway, so Dulce, welcome. Let's tell us something about you.
Well, I'm Dulce. I'm 16, and I've been a part of St. Richard's Parish now for almost 3 years. And I help out with Acts Youth Ministry. I've been a part of that since my dad started it, since I was in the second grade. And I'm the person behind the camera for the live stream.
Yes, you are and helping us a lot of in this year. We were just commenting before coming to this that it's already gonna be soon. It's gonna be a year that we have been doing our online ministry. So for that, I want to thank you personally, and also for in the name of the Catholic community in Central Racine, we want to thank you for the support, the technological support behind the scenes. That it means a lot to us that you are committed. And again, I have expressed to many people, I'm very surprised that of you that you want to put up with my masses when we were doing 2 masses a day on live streaming, and I was thinking that when I was a teenager, I probably wouldn't go to 2 masses in a day, but here Dulce is. So what we wanted to do also is that before coming the pandemic, a year ago, we went on a pilgrimage trip to the Dominican Republic. It was the World Mission Office putting it together alongside with the community of St. Paul. We went to the Dominican Republic to the parish of La Sagrada Familia, down there, the parish that I used to be working. And we went with a group of young people from all the dioceses, but especially we have a few people from here from the St. Richards. And I want us to uh, help us understand your experience on that pilgrimage. So how was that for you?
Well, it was really new for me because I had never really traveled outside of the country. And I mean, I've been to Mexico with my family, and it was something that I was going to do without my mom. And it was just me and my dad. And like, I knew like 2 people on the trip, but the rest of the people were strangers. So it was something really new to me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it was a life changing experience, I'd say, because it was more of a reflection of a journey, because we would reflect, go to mass, and it was just a constant, like our schedule would be different each day. So it was really a surprise of what we would really do.
Mm-hmm.
And going into the trip, I wanted to do something for people down there because I know how it's it's different. Their lifestyle down there is different from our lifestyle up here and how we have things. So I first continued to do a school supplies drive with my school, and I had to pitch the idea to them to do a fundraiser that we could do for the children down there, or for anybody down there, because I know that I'd appreciate if somebody would bring things to me if I were in the situation down there.
Mm-hmm.
So I did a school fundraiser, and I actually raised quite a lot of like school supplies. My teachers pitched in, all my classmates would pitch in, and I was given, like, they were also praying for me while I was down there too. And it was a great experience to just do, being able to say that I got to help down there.
Hmm. I think it was being with you there. I know that there was life changing, and but at the same time, I think it's one of these pilgrimage and trips, and it is not only what happens to you, but it's all your people around, no, like your friends at the school, family members. So it was a trip that everybody took with you in a way, and they supporting you with the school supplies, and I know we use it for the childcare centers there, and I know you had the opportunity to interact with the children. So, was any of it like something that you expected to be, or because I know you have been in Mexico, and I know this is completely different, but um, how was the culture? What did surprise you down there?
What surprised me is that a lot of people down there were so appreciative of what they had, and like they were still like having smiles and so happy about their environment and what they were living in, and which was like crazy to think about, because up here I I would think that we had we have like clean water every day. We shower with clean water, hot water. Lifestyle here is so different.
Hmm.
Like over there, you kind of like have to walk a lot of places to get around everywhere, or like if you're traveling far, you have to use a car or a truck and everything. But like over there, I like the first, and they were so welcoming. That was the
Hmm.
thing that like I wrote about in my paper,
Hmm.
like the newsletter, that right when, like especially the children, right when we got there, the children would come running up to us and hug us, like not knowing us. It felt like they were welcoming, like there's a passage that Jesus says that like
Hmm.
welcoming the
Hmm.
stranger, or
Yeah.
that's what it felt like, that we were the strangers and the children were welcoming
Hmm.
us, not knowing our background, just hugging us and embracing us. And it was just so like, it was that moment was really like special to me,
Hmm.
because like I love children, and I love like um, being able to interact with them. And just I was nervous at first because I felt like I was an intruder. Like I felt like I
Hmm.
didn't want to pass their barriers, but they were so welcoming right when I saw them, and it was just all an overall an amazing experience, and it
Hmm.
was just different from here. Like there would be there would be moments where we were walking around the different communities, and it would be where like there are children's running around everywhere, and the difference is that I would walk around and I'd see a baby, and I'm like, oh my goodness, look at the baby,
Hmm.
and the mother would let me hold their child.
Yeah.
But if you were over here, the mother would, like a stranger should be like, no, 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 like
Yeah.
don't hold my child,
Don't
don't
even
hold
get
my
close. Yeah.
guy. So that was a big difference over there. It's just they were really welcoming with their children, and they trusted me even though they didn't know me. And I think that was something that I took into perspective, was how it was different with the mothers and their children here and there.
Okay. So yeah, and I know you did another thing that it's special down there, and this has more to do with our way of living our faith. You know, you have the experience of with ads. You do the Stations of the Cross, and you do all that. But you got the chance to do the Stations of the Cross with the people in a community. How was that spiritual experience and those Stations of the Cross? Different, or how that impacted your life?
So it was different because in the beginning of the day we did Stations of the Cross with at the local prison there,
Hmm.
and that was that was life changing right there too, because it was something I was pushing myself out of my comfort zone, especially like because like I didn't know anything about them, or like I had to push myself to think about how they were thinking.
Hmm.
So first we started off with them. We did the Stations across with them, which was really nice, and I liked it because we'd walk around in their back, like the area where they would. It was just like a backyard,
Hmm.
and so we'd walk around there doing the Stations of the Cross there, and then afterwards we went to go into their art area. And I like art; like that's something that I just I like to base my kind of events on. Like
Hmm.
art has always been in my life, So we went into their art area. We continued praying there in that room.
Mm-hmm.
And then they invited us to see, me and 3 other people, they invited us to see their art, like their paintings that they were working on. And it was actually really, really good. And I was like, oh my goodness. And I talked to the guy and I was like, this is really good. At one point, he even offered to give it to me. And I was like, no, I can't take it. But they also made these candle wax things and candles out of like colored wax, and like they'd make it out of different shapes. And it was just a class they were taking. They actually let us buy it from them. They were letting us take it. Like I knew I wanted to take one for myself and I wanted to take one for my mom, but they were letting us buy it from them and everything. And then the second Stations of the Cross was over in a different community. That one I think was my favorite, only because it was like we were walking a lot, like in an open space, and there were a lot of children there, and that was the thing that like I was so excited for. And when we got there, they were welcoming us with applause, and like we were celebrities, which was so weird, but it was really welcoming. And when we started the Stations of the Cross, I was in the front, like we were all spread out who came from the diocese. We were all spread out. And the first thing someone did was a little girl came and held my hand, and she was like, can I walk with you? And I was like, yeah, sure. Like, I was talking Spanish with them, and it started off with this little girl. Her name was Nicole, and she held my hand, and we were walking. And the 2 other girls came around, and they held my hand, and we were walking, doing the Stations of the Cross. And then everyone from the diocese, all the children are holding everyone's hand. Like it was just it felt like we were one big community without like, even though we were from 2 different places, it was one big community. And I think that was my favorite part of the whole trip, was the Stations of the Cross with the little kids and with everyone. And it was just really good overall.
And that's somehow different from the sessions of the cross over St. Patrick's that you do with the youth group. Just walk around there, the church. That was through the whole town for you to all at home. The parish of La Sagrada Familia has like 22 small villages or communities. And when we do live Stations of the Cross, we do it through the community, and then of course, it's nice weather. People could walk around and all that. So basically, they just walk through the whole town, and it takes a couple of hours. But it's music and live, and that's probably the best thing that happens that day in the community. So, and I know you have few things here and bracelets. So how did you came by those?
So a lady in the village, or in the community, she actually made these, and we took a lot of them home, and so we brought them for the youth back at home for acts, or for whoever we encounter over like anywhere, because they're to be like spread, like they're a symbol of community. It's like, I like to think of them as a symbol of community and sharing with those like around you. And so before COVID and everything hit, we would have acts, and at least we would try to have the rosary at least once a month with our kids back in St. Patrick's or St. Richard's with all the acts kids. And they're actually rosaries, so you can pray the rosary with them. There's 10 beads on them, so it's easy to keep a track with them. And we, unfortunately, COVID hit right when we got back, so we haven't really been able to see the kids or been able to pray with them or be able to just join with them overall. So that's what.
Yeah. So another thing, and we just kind of end here, but you are going to have your confirmation this year. What does it mean to be confirmed in the faith for you?
I feel, oh my goodness, I'm so excited for my confirmation. I think it's another step in my journey. So it's also like, I've always been excited for my confirmation. I grew up with my dad going to confirmations as the teacher or a sponsor. So I always went to the confirmations with him. And so I'm very excited to make mine, because your confirmation is what I like to think about. My confirmation is I get to say yes to renewing my faith from my baptism, because in the baptism, that's where the Holy Spirit comes to you first. And at least I know that I was a baby when I got my baptism. So my sponsors or my godparents were the ones being able to say yes for me. And I think your confirmation's where you see that you had your baptism, and you get to walk in that journey still. And your confirmation's where you get to say yes again, and as yourself, and it's where you can accept it, or it's something where your sponsors aren't the ones saying yes for you. You're the one going to say yes to the journey and to continue your faith living like Christ.
Awesome. So one final thing, what would you tell the youth of the Catholic community in Central Racine? What advice would you have for them?
Get involved now. I think that's what the big thing is. Even if COVID's hitting, find communities, or find different events, or find something where you can make a difference, and where you can have your impact in or whatever it is. So, like with the homebound, write cards to the homebound, or to find, I don't know, it's
get involved.
Get involved. Like, just do it now. Like, it's great to see youth get involved as youth. And
yeah, awesome. So thank you, Dulce, for being with us today. Because we are very thankful for all what you do for us in the Catholic community in Central Racine, especially in our online ministry. Eloy is very proud to have you, and we are very proud to have you with us, and have your energy and your passion for the faith, sharing with all the people around. I know Joy really enjoys being around you, so continue being the good person that you are, and continue to live your faith with the passion that you live it. Thank you all of you for tuning in to follow our First Fridays. This is something that we want to put out there to get us to know each other better. So probably you learn a lot about Dulce today. And remember, we are the Catholic community in Central Racine, one family, one faith.